People always say when you're working on a project that you should take breaks. And this is obviously true, but I think a lot of people take breaks at intervals which are not desirable, I guess. People take breaks every like 3 hours for 15 minutes. I've been guilty of this on some projects of mine. Um, and it's tough because you just want to get the work done, but you know that not doing the work is the most productive way that you can get to having that work be done. Kind of counterintuitive. It doesn't feel like it should be true, um, but it is. One thing that I've encountered recently is that kind of a life hack for this situation, which is I just got a record player recently. I've been listening to some records on my record player. It's pretty nice. Um, I don't care much for like hi-fi or any of that. We're talking like portable record player here. It's nothing special. It was never going to be anything special. Um, but one thing that's kind of I found interesting here is um I got a unique experience today, which was I was listening to some records, some vinyl, um, and obviously you get to the end of the A side, you got to flip it round, listen to the B side. Well, that was interesting because it kind of enforced me to take a break, a short break, like a 2 3 minute break. But like it distracted me enough from what I was doing, that it took a couple minutes for me to get back into it. So even though it only takes 30 seconds to turn around and flip a record, it ended up being a more substantial break than that. And often what I found myself doing was I would flip the record and I would use that opportunity. Okay, I'm not working on it right now. I would use that opportunity to do some extracurricular, um, admittedly, social media scrolling, but that is a break. And that was a valuable break to me. And it kind of enforces this like 5 minute break every 20 minutes kind of situation because the length of one side of an LP is usually around 20 minutes. It can be less than that. It's often less than that. It's not often more than that. Um, I just thought this was a great idea. Like, first of all, physical media is one of those things where it's like, it's not super desirable to have. A lot of people collect it, but it's not super desirable to own records. People do it even when they don't have. I mean, I've had records for years. This is my first record player. Okay? Like, I've got. Oh shit, I fired early. I didn't realize I could do that. That's kind of awesome. Is it possible to like tie then if I shoot early and then I have no idea. I could add the wall, I guess. Yeah, I've had records here that I bought when I was a teenager, which is not that long ago. Okay, it's 2 years. But I have records here that I bought like pre-COVID, that kind of teenager. Um and it doesn't feel like that long ago until I look at the numbers, and it is. The interesting part to me is that um the interesting part to me, I guess, is that um I'm now getting use out of these physical things that I've had for ages. I mean, I've had CDs for ages. I still haven't played 99% of them in a CD player. I don't own a CD player. I kind of do. I think PS2s play CDs, but I'm not gonna bust out the PS2 so I can listen to like an album I bought literally 2 months ago, right? I have bought CDs recently with no intention of listening to them. It's just a nice collector's item. Um, and it's like a more direct way to support the artist, I guess. I would say that. Um, but even then, if I want to support an artist directly, like small artists in particular, I've bought digital albums on Bandcamp. That's not close to the same thing as buying a physical album. It's not nearly as satisfying because the reason I'm buying the album isn't out of some desire to support the original artist behind the work. It's it's actually just because it's a nice trinket. It's a nice token to have of my affection for this thing. Um I think it's interesting because this used to be the way people listen to music, and now it's kind of, there are people who do it because they think it sounds better, and there are people like me who are vinyl tourists. I don't care about records or vinyls or anything like that. It doesn't mean anything to me. And particularly when it comes to sound quality, I actually don't think it sounds better. And I have had the opportunity to listen to vinyl on some high end hi-fi equipment. I don't think it sounds that much better. My ears aren't tuned for it, right? My ears aren't tuned for it. So I you could consider me a vinyl tourist if you wanted to be gatekeepy about it. I'm not saying that you should call me that. I'm just saying, like, by way of comparison of an extremely, seasoned hi-fi enjoyer, I'm not there, and I'm not going to be there. Okay, I like my Apple AirPods because they're green and I like the color, and they have good auto noise. What's it? Active noise cancelling. Those are the qualities I like in my headphones. The sound quality might be good. It is good, I have to say. I like the quality of my AirPods, but that's only part of the reason I bought it. I can stand, like, not hi-fi quality, and that's what you're getting with Bluetooth. You can only have such a good quality over Bluetooth, right? If you want really good quality, you need a wire. I'm never going to use wired headphones for my phone. It's a non-starter. That's just not going to happen. But maybe the technology will get better for, like, wireless headphones and stuff. I don't know. What I will say is, I've just appreciated that I've got some utility out of these records, and that it hasn't been purely, what's the word? Superfluous. It hasn't been purely like, oh, I just want to listen to it in a different format for fun. I think there's actually some value to that thing I said earlier about it enforces me to take a break when I'm doing work, because I would never take that frequency of breaks. But I think a 5 minute break every 20 minutes is way better than a 20-minute break every hour and a half. Like, nobody benefits from that. I don't think your productivity benefits from that. If you're really crunching and you're really locked in, then maybe you'll be more productive, but you're going to feel bad. I mean, I felt really terrible after some sort of crunch sessions before. It's terrible for you. The problem with software development and all things computing related is that the estimate is never correct. Always, 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 I am underestimating how long something is going to take me. Particularly, we're at the start of the semester now. We're using a lot of technologies that I am decently familiar with, that my memory is not sharp enough to remember everything without looking everything up. It's been a massive barrier, the fact that I spent the entire break not doing computing related stuff. But it's not my hobby, so why would I do it, right? But this is a field where people think all the time that, like, computing should be your hobby. That's how you get into the industry. I've never acted on what is the best thing for me to do to get into the computer science industry. I don't know where I'm looking to be in 3 or 4 years, and I'm okay with it. I think something will work itself out. Maybe I'll graduate and I'll start applying for CS jobs. Maybe I'll end up being an IT person at some kind of company. I don't know. I don't think I want to do software development for the rest of my life. I think I picked computer science because I was good at it in high school and I wanted to go into something that I knew I would be able to succeed in. I wasn't super concerned with careers or anything. There's lots of opportunities when you're in university to network, and there's grad schemes and stuff, and there's people to talk to if you want to get in. And I have consistently, persistently shoved it off because in my mind, these are things that my mind rejects, right? I don't want to think about them. I want to live right now, and I don't really want to worry about the future to the best of my ability. I don't know if that's going to work out. I don't know if it's some kind of like self-sabotaging pattern, but I think it'll be okay. I do have faith, if in nothing else, that things will work out. Okay, it would have been really poignant if that hit there, but it didn't, so